Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Foot Champs video. So we're finishing up the main accounts games from last weekend. This was going to be, what was this, the weekend of the 7th or something, I think it was. So we're a little bit behind, starting off with a bit of a lucky goal there, but this actually was the best weekend league run I've had for quite a while, so I'm pretty proud of this one. Once again, got the team flowing perfectly. I've got so many cards that suit my style, just pretty much ideally. Looking at 5-0, we have released the previous video for this one the day before, and you should have seen us have actually not much difficulty. We were pretty comfortable that whole time. Not really too many struggles. I am conceding a number of goals here or there. Sometimes it's just silly stuff like this, but like I'm always able to outscore. So I feel like at the moment I'm conceding like two or three goals per game, pretty much guaranteed. But no matter what, I'm scoring 4 or 5, so I haven't had too much trouble. Now we're getting into the 5th one, and you know what? A little bit of difficulty towards the end here. Is that going to be a real danger, though? Not necessarily, because we've got kickoffs, just the strongest way to score in the game. Pedri on the ball there with his... Oh, what a turn that is from Foden. Pedri having tiki-taka, able to play that pass on the weak foot even. Very, very stellar from him. I do wonder what second play style I'd like to have on him, but that is like a first-time pass. Is pretty wild. Then Foden off the bench as a sub. Perfect turnaround, that stand tackle and everything. Wow, what a move that was. The one downside of that Chloe Kelly as a winger is she's only got like 83 stamina, so I do have to sub her out sometimes. Neymar in the Shadow Striker instruction, getting wide here sometimes. It's just a thing that happens, but it's actually not even that much of an issue. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. You want him centrally, but it just opens up more space in this. Like you see how much room we had as we cut back into the middle, so not too much difficulty there. I think I remember this one being incredibly annoying. Or not. Maybe it was something before this. Oh, that was off kickoff, conceding the corner. But hey, I scored my kickoff skew, too. It is what it is. We're going to see a lot of this weekend, and look at that as a ping pass. That's why I put that on Quoto. Having that outlet, I can't believe that goes in from Matique, by the way. Yeah, having that outlet is just kind of a permanent, I can ping the pass into the middle at any time. I mean, you can see I'm using that playstyle quite frequently. Great run here from Ne. Big effectiveness of the cam, just that little give and go with striker, and it can be so threatening and so hard to pick up. Atik, of course, with his incisive means he's able to play those really well as well. That's a pinged from Lewis Hall. Nice little give and go. Gonna have any troubles here? Not really, no. Great little move. But again, it's the same kind of goal. You'll see me score this over and over and over like it's nothing. You'll see me concede a couple kickoffs too. I believe we'll have here. Oh no, I'm getting my goals mixed up. This weekend I thought I remembered pretty well, but no, we're gonna have me scoring off of his kickoff instead. Good little finish from Pedri, who actually sticks the ball in the net more than I'd expect from a player with only 75 shooting. Little bit off balance from Atik there. Chloe Kelly's gonna get it back. Decent little layoff. There's a goal from him again, and Atik is just gonna be the star of the show, I believe. He is. I can't I mentioned it last episode. I'll say it again. I have never ever had, and I've had Team of the Years. I don't think I've ever had a card in March I've had quite this much fun with. Yeah, Team of the Year Messi and cards like that in past years I've had have been better, like technically better at this stage of the year. Atik for what he is, though. I mean, you're just gonna see him be involved in so many of these attacks. Versatile on the passing if he's got to lay it off. Great dribbling, great skilling. Very, very good shooting, considering it's just like basically 90 in every stat. I've got no problem with him being able to score. His positioning is surprisingly good, and I've used 99 positioning cards. He's only got 94, I think it is. I don't know if his lower position... What a finish that is from Pedri, by the way. The slight dipping shot there. Yeah, I don't know if it's like Atik having less positioning actually works better. Like maybe he gets out of the way, and then like my other players make runs. Again, you're seeing Pedri make a couple goals here. But then you just see him in the right spot so many times. And that shift, we'll show it again here real quick. But that shift is absurdly quick. I don't feel like I get that from most other players in the game. Like even Chloe Kelly, who should be better on it, maybe just lower stats but better playstyle with the press proven plus instead of the base. She doesn't always move that swiftly either. I mean, this AT card. I am so glad I've done him. I cannot believe, I did not expect this. Not quite sure what's going on there from Stones. We did get a red card in the previous game, although it didn't do much to hinder us. Sometimes even you get those red cards and they're just a little bit, the game just feels like it gets easier from there. Opponent hits the post twice and then they score, so I can't really complain about that at all. Of course, if there's going to be any difficulties in these matches, just get the ball wide. Get the ball wide, and it's just going to make things so much easier. Here we'll have a nice little run from there. Pass it off. Do I need to? Probably not. We'll give the flowers to Atik, though, I suppose. That is a great ball from Wilfo. And if you don't know, by the way, that's the holding LT while doing a through ball. Sometimes, if you don't use enough power, that's when the fancy through balls come through. They'll do a little back heel or something. But if you use, I'd say, like 40% power-ish or more, that's when they put this curve on it. I think you can do it with pinged passes as well, and I think it'll work with normal ground passes. I'm not certain on that one. But yeah, try holding L2 with some of your more powerful passes, and you'll get this little curve. You see the same thing with Rolfo there. A little bit of curve onto it, and just, makes the passes so much more powerful. You're also seeing a bit of a return to some of the driven shots for me. Lots of tap shots here in the box. Yeah, there was one of these games that got a little bit close. I don't think we've struggled at all with any of these others. These are all looking like pretty decent results, and getting up to 9-0, definitely where the skill-based matchmaking starts playing a little bit more of a factor. And some of these are close to, it can be difficult to score. I don't really feel like my opponent's getting too many threats, though, as maybe this is the game not to be commenting on it, because I think we are about to go down here. Not quite going to have the pace with Stones, as I got a red card on Bobby Moore in the one game, and I keep forgetting to swap him over, so the chemistry's been a bit down for some of these matches. Is it actually going to lead to us being down for too long, though? No, we're going to go right back just a couple minutes later. We'll see the ping, the power of those. Just, big reason for putting Rolfer in there. She's got a great other set of playstyles, but that ping pass can be so vitally important for me, for what I'm doing. You're going to see a return to the through ball, and this is, again, a big benefit to this formation, getting players in these congested spaces. You just get a lot of bounces. You get a lot of things to fall your way. If you get the tackle on the opponent's defenders, it's just you've got so many players around you, you're going to gain such a benefit from it. Can't believe the opponent hits the post twice there. What an interesting little play. But yeah, again, you're going to say, oh, this looks like a difficult game. What am I going to do? We'll go down the wing. I'm bored of it. It's not exactly the playstyle I want to have. But then Pedri, Rolfo decides not to get in field. Pedri will take that space. If Pedri doesn't, Rolfo will. Chloe Kelly will. Team is just flying. Team's feeling so great for me. A little bit of space here on defense. Good save from Eker. Poor defending from me overall, I'd say. And then he'll get the pass across. I feel like I'm close to getting some of these, but not perfect. What was that as a pass as a first time? Anyway, wow. Going to concede here also. Okay, we will. Yeah, maybe not quite the games for me to mention how well I've been doing and not really worrying about conceding too much. Oh no, is this one a corner? This might be the one I was thinking of earlier. What is that, man? Off the bounce? You never see finesses taken on a half volley like that. Oh, well, it is what it is. Are we going to get that immediately back off the kickoff? Not quite. Not quite. It's just a little bit off from me. Oh, no, we're going to be fine here. Yeah, this clip wasn't in here for just nothing, was it? Great finish from Chloe on her second attempt there. Yeah, it's just really the center of the pitch is really effective, especially with Pedri getting up there. It's almost like having two cams. You'll have Neymar, Pedri, and those two as the cams, and then Atik as the central supporter. So this team almost plays in this 4-5-1 shape. The left mid, right mid, single center mid, two cams, one striker formation. But it also plays as, those wide mids get so much more central that they'll almost be forwards sometimes. It's almost like a 4-3-3 where they get into the wingers or the left forward, right forward positions we used to have. This one I think was a mistake for me. I'm not even going to be that concerned though. I remember playing this match and it's this guy's gotten his attempts. I really feel like no matter what, I'm just going to be able to get forward and score if I really just try and focus. You see there, opponent with a little bit of a mistake, and then just the power of ping pass is absurd. Oh, that is a mistake there from me. With the Atik, I could have done better. I think we're going to be fine. I think he passes it right back to us here once again, which would be a second interception. Yeah, goal immediately from an interception from the opponent. We're going to have Xavi Simons on the pitch, and he's going to be finesse plus. Oh, that one doesn't go in. That's a surprise from Casillas, and this is the first one we're starting to sweat. We're going, you know what, maybe this is, as we show the same clip again, this could be the first one we have a little bit of difficulty with. We're approaching the 70th here, but I've spoken about short corners, and we're going to see yet another one on the field for us. And this one I just want to talk about a little bit, because I mentioned how effective these are, but let's watch the defensive AI here, because they just walk away, and it's really frustrating. For all the, upsetness I would have if I conceded an actual, acrobatic corner, these are just as powerful, just as ridiculous, and just as impossible to defend. Like, just watch as the opponent's line, they just step away from each other. It's just the fact that, like, the defensive line staying so deep, but everybody else moves forward. It leaves this pocket that nobody else is covering. I mean, that's Bobby Moore. His passing is going to be fine for it, even as just, like, a center back in that spot. I've got no issues. So the short corner, we could have absolutely had the goal with a finesse plus. Not even that much of a worry, though. The short corner is going to be just fine. Of course, I'm going to take advantage of Xavi Simons' tiki-taka as well as he's on the pitch. But this is another situation with me again. It's just, I've got so many attackers in this little area. Any tackle back is just going to fall to me, not to the opponent. You'll see, like, my players are in more congested, tighter areas than the opponents are. So I've just got this little, like, circle of players that are, like, they don't have the same numbers to respond in that kind of area. Great little movement there from Atik. We'll see Eden Hazard on the wing again. I do wonder how much longer I'm going to keep this card. Now, I do really like him, but he's the one on the next chopping block for me to replace. I mean, like, his base tiki-taka is great. His Trickster Plus is great. His body tap's great. Tech's fine. But I really feel like he's missing maybe just some of the positioning, some of the stamina. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe it is just me moving that far into, like, needing press proven on all my players, because that's what I'm missing on Neymar, too. You see, like, I'm actually getting more dribbling, more montage-y type goals with Atik. Maybe with Chloe Kelly, but mainly with Atik than I am with Neymar. It's because I'm going to need press proven on him. Yeah, I'm actually debating. So there's the Gervinho card, and he's controlled, so I'm not going to like the accelerate type. But there is, I think I can put both press proven and tiki-taka on him. So I'd try out a card without Trickster Plus. But then I can put him in the current Flash Step Evo. He's not going to be inside forward plus plus at left mid, though, so I'm not certain. Definitely debating it, but I'm not certain. But having Tiki-Taka Plus and, Press Proven Plus has the double post hit there. That's really rare. Yeah, having both those player styles as a left mid, maybe that would make me like him a little bit more than Hazard there right now. I think Press Proven might actually be... So what it does is in really, really tight areas, you're able to hold on to the ball more. You don't get shrugged off, you don't get tackled as much, like it's just better for retention. The L1 dribbling is going to be a little bit better, I think, for just kind of like escaping, maybe, if you really need to just get away. And in certain situations where you're like really needing to, as we see a great move there from a team. Oh, like, again, I'm just flying this weekend sometimes. But yeah, you will see at points where the Trickster plus the L1 is going to be really important for me. But the Press Proven just does something it can't. It's better ball retention. Like, even like, immediately into skill. Wow, like, to talk about me flying, that is absurd. That is incredible. Immediately into the directional nutmeg skill. I mean, how are you supposed to predict that? But she didn't even have the first touch playstyle. Like, not even the base. And I don't feel like I noticed it on her as much, because the Press Proven just keeps the ball closer to her foot anyway. You'll see her again. Yeah, the first touch is slightly worse than it would be with other players, but not as bad as it would be with, somebody without either playstyle. So yeah, I'm debating that Gervinho. It'd be an interesting change of pace, I think. Not a card a lot of you would expect me to use. But also, I'm not certain. I mean, I'm very attached to this Hazard card, being the namesake of the channel and all. Yeah, this match here, we're going for 13-0, and I mean, even a little bit showboaty here at the end, not experiencing too much trouble. That is absurd. And once again, we're seeing another tackle back goal. I mean, this is exactly what I'm mentioning. Just, you can't dally at all on your defensive plays. You might as well just clear it. But also, what is that name? How on earth? I mean, what is this card? Like 40 defending, no anticipate, just not nicking the ball from behind. And then he gets it again, 2 tackles in a row that are perfectly fine. Cannot believe that. That is just, I mean, this game is very silly. Not to mention the amount of times I feel like I try to make that tackle with my actual anticipate center backs and it doesn't work, but hey, it is what it is. We'll see another little, I mean, oh, I'm sorry. Some of these goals could be a little bit prettier, could stand to be a little prettier, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to get these little tackle backs and be just fine. Now this one, yeah, that's a fun one to concede. Definitely poor defending for me. I could do so much better there, but I'm just kind of, I think I lack some of the focus on defense. I put a lot of my effort into trying to make my attacks be as pretty as possible, and I've got to be focused on the attacking AI, focus on my dribbling, the exact touches they're making, where everybody's going. Oh, no, this one, okay. Ends up not being a goal. That one would have been frustrating. Yeah, you've got to focus so much on offense that I feel like I'm more lackadaisical on defense. I actually have had past FIFAs where I enjoyed defending, where I felt like I was pretty creative at it. I defended in a way that not a lot of people do. I'm still like that, where I'm very, very manual with my defending. So we can see another chip shot there. Offside, but we're going to get this ball right back. I don't think there'll be any problem with that. We'll see another just tackle in the opponent's half lead to Chloe Kelly, who doesn't even have the incisive playstyle. Yeah, great little counter there. But yeah, in the past I felt very creative with my my manual defending, always controlling my defenders. And this year, like, I'm very manual with it, but I'm also just I rush a lot on defense. Because in the past I felt like I could like really control what the opponent was gonna do. I could be very creative. I don't know how that's not a pen, by the way. But there was a lot I could do on defense to just kind of confuse the opponent, always switching my idea up and just, kind of confuse them and make them unsure. Oh my god, what is that, man? We're going to concede a third chip shot to Mia Hamm. I can't believe that as a first-time pass, but hey. I guess this is going to be the game we struggle with a little bit the most, but Eden Hazard with an inside run. Atik's vacated that space, gives us a little more room in the middle, and that's a little bit of luck, and maybe that's what you need. 80th minute here and everything to tie the game up. I think we're also going to have another chance here at the end. Let's see what we can get done with Neymar. Over to Pedri. Well, for all the way out wide. I mean, our passing stats again. Very, very important there. And then what a move that is. I mean, good luck defending that. The opponent saw it. What would you call that? 6s and 7s, I suppose you could go for. But, yeah, we've really actually pulled them apart. And it's just like going through the middle, going wide again, going back through the middle. And you can see just how much their defense opens up here. Yeah, this year I just want to kind of rush and get the ball back as quick as possible. I enjoy attacking. It's fun for me, defending just with how repetitive everything is and how everything's just, like, all the opponents are really the same. It's the same cards and same formations and everything. Just, I want to rush and give me the ball back. And definitely leads to some stickier situations like this one where we just have a little bit more difficulty. What a finish that is, Atik, man. Getting into the 15th game here, though. So maybe a little bit of luck on the last one, but we do have every chance for 15-0 here. Get a little free kick there. I suppose that's probably a little bit lucky from Atik. Neymar's going to stick this one in, though. I don't even remember if he's got the play style. Free kicks are very, very effective if you know what you're doing this year. So we'll take our 2-goal lead in the 15th game here. And, yeah, again, perhaps a little bit of luck, you could say, with one or two of these. Some final comebacks. But, again, part of it's just, like, I feel like I can score at any moment. I just got to use the width properly. I don't really want every single attack to look exactly the same. So I try not to just get the ball to the right mid or the left mid and do the same sprint down the wing and cut back inside every time. It does feel a little bit samey, a little bit perhaps ratty. That's kind of my version of the rat play, maybe. It's so effective this year. And you can see the same thing here. Like, Eden Hazard being wide on the one end means Chloe Kelly's getting so far inside on the other. We'll just get this kind of shape all the time. You don't get a lot of situations where, like, both the left mid and the right mid in the box at the same time. There's some kind of limit with the attacking AI. It's been like this for a couple of years. There's only so many players allowed to get into the box. Like, even if there's a great run made on for Hazard here, he won't because there's too many other players in, so he's just not allowed. You see his AI is just kind of standing out there. Never gonna, like, I'm not saying he should in this situation, but he's not allowed. The AI is just not allowed to have too many numbers in here. I feel like 3 or so is going to be the max no matter what. Obviously, unless you're doing manual queued runs, but even then, if I do like a give and go with Neymar, somebody else is going to have to drop away. Anyway. But again, you can just see this move here. Once again, another little turnover in the opponent's half and how effective those are. But just the attacking AI from this spot, that's where Chloe Kelly's getting forward. You see the run from Pedri. Very, very hard to stop here. I mean, the opponent's doing their absolute best and just there's too many numbers to guard. So very effective move there. Yeah, it really is just in certain situations, just a question of how much down the wing do I want to play? Because again, you see just how effective this can be time and time again. And conceding off my own corner kick, I've talked about how effective these are on offense. They do have that little bit of risk on defense sometimes, although this is pretty rare now. It's been a bigger deal, I'd say earlier on in the year or in previous FIFAs. Okay, 71st minute, and we're looking at, we've got our little 1-goal lead, trying to make it 2. Are we going to be able to get that? I mean, I think from here, as I've been talking about, been pretty chill this weekend and really talking up the team and the performance, I think we're going to have absolutely no problems rounding this one out. We'll watch this one again. We're going to watch the final goal here again, too. Excuse me there. But yeah, we've got a great little L1 heal to heal from Neymar. Good run made. And then just watch Atik bombing forward from deep. Phenomenal first touch to get into space. I mean, like, this card is just absurd. Even in the, like, more meta moments, I don't have any problems with him just for finishing, just for anything. Not to mention how phenomenal he is on the ball. And we're going to have a silly little mistake from our own goal kick. Suppose I'm not going to allow myself to keep a 2-goal lead in this final game. Although we're going to get the lead back here, and you see the opponent being a little, I don't know what to call that, ambitious at the end of the match. Take a bow, Atik. What a way to round off the weekend. As the final kick of the match, just about, as the final goal of the weekend. Get a nice little play from deep with Pedri. I mean, you can see just, of course, the opponent has to be aggressive. It's the final minute. But forcing them to pull their players all out. That's incisive plus, gets through just fine. Nice little ball roll scoop. We've got a we've got a shot cancel in there as well. One of my more fun goals, I would say I've scored in any weekend league this year. And just a nice little round off for Atik. Absolutely the star of this weekend. This 76 rated, essentially silver card Evo. He's technically a gold at this point. What a send-off that is for him. Absolutely 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 performance for him. He is the number one standout card in this team. Cannot believe how good he is, genuinely, because sometimes you use those silvers and they just feel a little bit off. It's like, did they give them the right body type? Is there something hidden about the stats where the overall does impact how they're playing or anything like that? This is one card I can absolutely say it does not feel like it. So we'll get into another little replay of this goal and get into the highlights here. Well, we'll include this in the YouTube video. We'll start the recording now for that. Chat, thank you, because I would not be playing if it weren't for streaming, and you all are really a treat and a joy to stream too. Thank you, Twitch. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you to all the comments and everybody who tunes in. Thank you to the Discord, everything for that. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is the first year where I would have stopped playing by now if I weren't streaming. This game does not make it worth it. But you all make it worth it, so thank you. We just had a phenomenal end. Yeah, we'll go on to rewards. We will. If I can get to them, because I've got too many other packs in the way. But yeah, we just had this stellar end with Atik. I'm sorry, Raho. Sit down. Not this menu. That one. Oh, it's fun to start implementing some of the tricks or flicks into my game. He actually stand tackles into it, so the fact that this one starts off going back actually helps it. Not photo mode, slow down. Slow mo. That one. Yeah, let's get a good shot. Goodbye, man. What a finish on the volley, too. I mean, what do you want to do about this card? I get to use him for so long now. He's just in my team. Let's get onto it. That is my first rank 1. Now the alt account should have been, and we faced a slider attack, so that was fun. But this is my first rank 1 for maybe a month now? It's been a while. I haven't quite been able to get it all clicking, but this team, this formation, we actually had it down, so let's go, chat. Come on. This is the first weekend for a while. It's been quote-unquote worth it to get rank 1 too. I forgot about the duplicates, I'm sorry. Let's check these cards here. Now on the alt account, we'd gotten spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen. Let's say Kevin. Can I actually list cards right now? I can. We got, believe it or not, tradable gold Teo Hernandez. And then a Trent and a Garnacho. So we got some decent value on the other one. Not starting off that way so far here. He's under... 86s are under... Okay, the inform was more valuable. Anyway. Yeah, you know it. You just know it, man. The other accounts, despite being a lower rank, is going to get better rewards. You just know it. Botka, Grassi, Emmanuel Petit, and Chloe Kelly. Now, chat, I'm sure this card has value. I'm going to go with Kelly. He's not. How they gave Petite Tech, which is so weird. It's not what I associate with him. He is 5'5". It's not a horrible card. What is his value? Well, we take Kelly because she's tradable and Petite would never get used. And we follow that up with, wow, that is horrid. That is actually really, really bad. Schultz is super cheap on the market. We'll take a Garassi for the club. Oh, well, that's a disappointment. At 84.10 here, no promo. That's a disappointment. Yeah, definitely disappointing. Oh, well. That's an 87.2. No promo. Alright. Somebody told me these cards were easy to pack. Hey, they're not duplicates. I'll take it. Ant-Man. I'm sorry, Torgan, you're not that much of a club legend. Now, I could select through the web app, yeah, but I'd have to get that all set up here. Oh, hey. I'm just a random one. What was this, an 82.3? That Isco? I'll take that, I suppose. That's the first one we've gotten. Alright, so how many packs do I have here? I haven't actually used the mobile. Oh. That's only halfway. This is way more packs than I thought I had. My goodness. That's okay. Wow. I have so many. Tradable 8510. And they're better on console. They're on PC, whatever. In the actual game. That's fine though. Another 8510. Oh, it's still an 87 base icon. What a disappointment. Giving me informs, not promo cards. Oh, that's a lot of informs. Alright. 85 times 10 number. Oh my god. No promos. It's like our fourth or fifth one. You just don't want to give them to us. On 8610, this one has to be better, right? Oh my goodness. Never mind. Sheesh, okay. The base icon pack, I suppose. This is the least promo, the least like hype icon pack ever. And it's Van Basten. Hey, we'll take the rating. You know what? It's fine. I suppose there's no reason to leave this one sitting here, huh? Is that a team of the year? It's not. It looks blue and gold. Well, okay. Okay, I've got an 8710 and an 88.5. Do we go for these, chat? Let's take a look at the 88.5, and that'll determine if we do the other. What is that? It's not any promo, man? Okay, no, I'm not. Ah, dear, I am not going ahead with any more of these then if we're not getting anything. Alright, well. Oh, what a couple days it's been. Wow, okay, we, let's see. Well, we'll go over the, I don't know what to say. I'm a little lost for words right now. We did super, super well this weekend. I'm very proud. Monday, for some reason, was incredibly tough. I actually had my hardest games Monday night, believe it or not. I assumed Mondays would be easier. I guess I'm gonna have to get everything done on Sundays again. And again, we managed to do it, so hey. But we'll go over the... So I'm gonna make a tutorial on this one. I'll definitely put out a video on this 4411 later. But it's going to be very important to have multiple setups with this one. So if you do this, I recommend one with Shadow Striker and then Playmaker and Deep Lying or Holding, whatever you want on these two, but a defensive one. So you keep this player back. And I also recommend a Playmaker. So Playmaker, 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 Holding, or Deep Lying. Shadow Striker, Playmaker, Shadow Striker, Deep Lying. Like, have 4 presets, just adjusting those two. Depending on if your opponent is spamming offside traps or if they're really, really wide. So if they're wide, I need this player defensive. If they're doing offside trap, I need this player on Playmaker. That's all. Other than that, don't change things for me, game. Thank you. Everything else about this was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed playing this weekend. I had a lot of really good offense. These players get so congested, but actually it was really lucky. First of all, like, tiki-taka, great passing on him overall, and then pinged with her a little bit deeper. Neymar and Kelly are missing the passing a little bit, but if you dribble well enough to get your passes open, you're fine anyway. But like, one of the things I really noticed is having so many players so central and so clustered together there is like, I got so many rebounds. I hate to say it, but that is a feature of the formation. Is just like, they tackle you, and I've got somebody else right there to tackle it right back. There's nothing the opponents can do. So it was really, really strong on offense, and you saw the pretty goals we were able to get anyway. The biggest thing for me was just like going back. I think you saw the one at the end there with like Atik and the flick over and all that. Actually, a little bit of the benefit comes from just going forward, stepping back again, moving it back to one of the midfielders and moving through here. Maybe that's what makes Playmaker so powerful. Defending is a little bit more open because there's more space between these two, but I don't notice that so much on the cutbacks out here. I've only really noticed on the immediate counter. And you really need to be very strong aggressively with these two. I'd also recommend Intercept on both. Intercept plus if you can. But Jockey is really important, and honestly Quickstep could be good too. It was definitely defensively suspect, and I was let down, or my opponent's finishing let them down a couple times, it has to be said. But I don't think the downsides of the defending, which is a little bit more difficult than that 4-2-3-1 wide, I don't think the downsides are going to negate the upsides of the offense. The other thing is that counterattack was stronger, but the opponents didn't possess very well. So I think it's actually harder to play possession against for some reason. So if they're trying to hold the space at the top of the box, it's easier for me to track them down for whatever reason. I'm not sure on why. You've just got to you've got to pick your head up and really scan the field and know which player you've got to be controlling it every time. So I've got a very good understanding of when I need to be controlling one of these players and when I need to be dragging one of these players back. It's all just kind of the threat they have on offense. And again, I might make some videos on that too. Definitely give it a go though. I had so much fun this weekend. And it had a downside every once in a while against that high press, but it still did better overall than the 4-2-3-1 wide. Even against that high press stuff. I just so recommend a Playmaker way to negate. Now, Hazard's actually my worst dribbler, followed by Neymar. Believe it or not, I'm dribbling better with Atik, and that's how important Press Proven is right now. So all of my cards from this time on are going to be Trickster and at least base Press Proven, if not Press Proven Plus. Now, we'll see how many cards they give us like that, but Chloe Kelly is just, like... She's still got... So the other one was 20, 26, and 7. 20 games, 26 goals, 7 assists. Which is still absurd for a right mid. I know that'll drop off over time, but you see he's like just about getting a goal at about perfectly. Getting a goal and an assist per game, just one. The fact that she's over that is pretty absurd. Some of that might be Pedri getting up there too, who you think might interfere, and does every once in a while, but it kind of works anyway. But then getting him closer with just even Tiki-Taka Basic or Incisive Plus, and just playing the ball onto her makes it so easy. It's really good. Again, I'll do more talking about the formation later, but this is set. As soon as I get Press Proven on Neymar, it's all over too. Press Proven on him and it's done. Anyway, I'm waffling here. This has been a bit of a long outro. Thank you all for watching. We're back to the 15 of those. We'll see if we can keep that up, but I'm definitely happy to get one again. Hope you did all enjoy. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.